Good morning, Raiders. I'm Cassidy.
And I'm Munro, and this week on Rjtv, we take a look at a Raider studying abroad in the land down under.
The connection between CHSAA sports, officiating, and gender, and what the students really do on teams calls.
That and more, this week on Rjtv.
First, you've seen that intro all year on Rjtv. We wanted to give a special shout out and thank you to senior Lucas Frazier for making that awesome animation. Solid work, we appreciate it.
Cassidy, you remember when we did that Emu War piece for historical halftimes all the way back?
I might, of course I do.
We return to that fabled land down under, this time with a Raider connection.
That's right. Junior Maggie Dwyer has been studying abroad this semester in Melbourne. And, well, just like the rest of us, she isn't having a traditional semester.
With that, we turn it over to Rjtv reporters Wesley Dwyer and David Barrett, who talked to Maggie about studying abroad and how things are going.
Maggie Dwyer, a junior in the girls' division, is taking a trip to study abroad this semester in Australia. We sat down with Mr. Williamson to talk about the process of studying abroad.
When a student's interested in studying abroad, they come talk to me. And a lot of it, what happens next, depends on what year they are, right? Regis used to have a study abroad program sophomore year. If the older they are, the later they are in their academic career, the less time there is to fill in any gaps that they might be picking up by doing a semester somewhere else.
We also got a special interview with Maggie while she's in Australia to check in on her experience so far.
Of everything, I've definitely felt that school is like the most different, and it's just structured so much differently, and it's really interesting seeing like the different ways that students interact with teachers, as well as at my school, obviously like having a strict uniform, and we have a phone ban at my school as well, so that's been interesting. I think if anyone gets the opportunity to do something similar to me, and it doesn't even necessarily need to be a semester abroad in high school, it can be a semester abroad in college, it can be an elongated trip, it can be like an opportunity for immersion or going to live in a country when you're older. But regardless, I don't think anyone that has an experience similar to this has ever regretted it. Okay, so just a little update about coronavirus in Australia. So what it looks like here is the amount of cases in the whole country is about double the amount of cases in Colorado. So it's a little less serious, but for the country, we've been a little more like proactive and like precautionary measures. So this is week 2 of us self-quarantining, and as far as like school and what the rest of life looks like, it's a little up in the air at the moment.
Thanks, Wesley and David. Good luck, Maggie, and stay safe. Even over 8,000 miles apart, we can still be connected, Raiders.
That's right, Cassidy. We need that during this unprecedented moment. Remember, each day throughout this Holy Weekend, Easter weekend, the Jesuits will be live streaming Mass. Today, Holy Thursday, Mass is at 7 p.m.
Tomorrow, on Good Friday, Mass is at 3 p.m. On Holy Saturday, Mass is at 8 p.m. And on Easter Sunday, Mass is at 10 a.m.
Remember that the RJ counselors are available to help any students feeling in any need of help. Raiders, don't hesitate to reach out.
Within that spirit of community, please remember to support small businesses during these difficult times.
To support fellow Raiders especially, a list of RJ-affiliated small businesses can be found at regisjesuit.com/rjbusinesses.
Please help those who need it, Raiders. In that spirit, this year's online lark is April 25th. This year's fund is the Guardian Angel Fund, which helps those in our community suffering through these unprecedented times. Remember, we are all in this together. Reach out to your teachers, coaches, and friends. Call or FaceTime someone you haven't talked to in a while.
Part of keeping our community together includes our Raider Sports Spotlight. Here's Angela Serwaa-Marfo and Cole Munro with more.
Hi Raiders, I'm Cole Munro.
And I'm Angela Serwaa-Marfo, here with your Sports Spotlight. Here at RJ Media, we are committed to help tell the story during this unprecedented time. If you are a spring athlete and would like to talk to one of our heads of RJ Media, please reach out to Sophia Marcinek or Sam Stern or DM us on social media.
First, we would like to give a shout out to our senior, Jada Sorrell Norwood, who won Colorado 5A State Swimmer of the Year.
Awesome job, Jada!
Our sports story this week asks the question, do CHSAA officials and referees blow the whistle more often on female athletes when they make the same aggressive athletic moves during games that the male athletes do?
Here's Rjtv reporters Kat Redden and Riley Wibble with the story.
There's no instant replay in high school sports, and officiating is a very tough job. But do they blow the whistle more when female athletes play physical and show passion? We sat down with girls athletic director John Koslowski and head varsity coaches to find out what they think.
The intensity of the games are equal. People think, oh, girls' sports isn't as intense as boys. I think the intensity is there. Sometimes I feel like maybe the level of officiating isn't as high on the girls' side. There's a little more leniency to boys barking at the officials.
They should be able to ask questions too, and to play a physical game if that's how the game is changing.
But I feel like in girls lacrosse or girls soccer, there's probably a tendency to issue a yellow card or a warning for behavior that might be slightly quicker than on the boys' side. We've got some really physical players like Gracie Wigan and others.
Tennis, we've seen it, where male athletes have gotten away, I think, with showing more aggression than female athletes.
I feel like on the boys' side we have a decent rotation of referees. On the girls' side, my experience in the last 3 years has been that we have the same 4 or 5 every game, and they're not necessarily of the highest quality sometimes.
I think it's just frustrating and confusing for female athletes who feel passionate but have to totally hold that back.
First basket, and she does, and the foul!
This has been Riley Weibel and Kat Redden for Rjtv.
Thanks, Kat and Riley. Keep your heads up, Raiders.
And have a wonderful, wonderful day.
Munro and Cassidy, back to you.
Thanks, Angela and Cole. Will, I heard you and your brother have been at each other's throats during this quarantine.
No. We've been playing basketball, cards, and just about everything else together.
Whoops, I mean, you've been collaborating a lot, haven't you?
Yes, that's right. Cole and I wanted to just point out what students are actually doing on Teams meetings. So take a look. Hey, AP World History. Mr. Munro's back. We're going to get right after it. Don't worry about the AP test. You guys are going to rock it. Remember the priest Bartolome de las Casas spoke out against the atrocities of Spanish Republic. I wrote a few notes on the board. And so the Age of Exploration, remember with that, we're mainly looking at the Spanish colonies versus the British and French colonies, where the British and French had much more of a trading relationship with. So guys, I'm just going to share my screen with you for a minute. We're going to go back. Cole, are you paying attention? You just failed this Teams call.
Thank you, Cole, and I guess you too, William.
No problem. We aren't the only ones having fun during quarantine. Here's a look at how some of our fellow Raiders are spending their days.
Thanks, guys. We will show more of these every week. Stay busy, safe, and happy, Raiders.
We both miss being together with all you on Fridays to hear the crickets during our corny jokes.
You mean your corny jokes, Will.
Yeah.
Anyway, as we go, we end today's show with another Munro Brothers special.
That's right. Just reminding you all to stay happy and safe and healthy. Apologize for my horrible handwriting in advance.
Thanks, Willie. You were right, your handwriting is atrocious. Anyway, we will see you next week.
I'm Munro. Happy Easter, Raiders.
And I'm Cassidy. Enjoy the weekend and have a dandy day, Raiders.